Hey, what's going on, guys? Gamerdude back once again with another episode in our Just the Facts series. So, as we enter a new year and indeed a new decade, it's time to start looking forward to the future when it comes to gaming. With the new gen systems due out this year, we've heard all kinds of rumours and speculations surrounding the games and specs of these systems and what we can expect from them regarding exclusives on launch. Now, with the specs and designs of both consoles released to the general public, the Xbox kind of looking like a boxed version of Alexa, and the PS5 looking very retro, I may add, with a PS2-like design, the big old fat PS2 that is. But anyway, I found a couple of things regarding the PS5. I found nothing on the Xbox, just the PS5. Regarding what games we can actually expect to see from launch that will be console exclusives. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So, like I said, with PlayStation hitting shelves later this year, and it's sure to come with a raft of exclusive game titles, from the action-packed Uncharted series to nerve-shredding zombie thriller The Last of Us, which will no doubt get a port over from PS4 to PS5, PlayStation fans have had to pick up the bunch when it comes to exclusives over the past few years. But the question we all want to ask ourselves is, what can we expect from the PS5? Because PS4 gave us some amazing exclusives. We had The Last of Us, we had Death Stranding, we had Man of Maiden, we had tons and tons of exclusives for the PlayStation 4, and it was definitely a good couple of years since its launch. There's already talk of big budget follow-ups from big console exclusives that we saw on the PS4, from God of War to Horizon Zero Dawn, which will be joining the console's launch lineup titles when it goes on sale just before Christmas this year. A sequel to The Last of Us, as we know, is on the way, and a second Bloodborne seems a no-brainer for from the popularity that was the original. Each game will definitely take full advantage of the console's gorgeous graphics. I will say you're probably going to need a 4K TV to even run the system, or it probably won't work. That's just my theory anyway, given the specs of the console in general. But both consoles boast hyper-fast loading times and overhauled controller designs, but that being said, the controllers do look actually identical to the previous gen controllers, but we will take their word for it. They've told us there's some new things coming, so we'll just have to bear with them. But I've summed up some of the confirmed and rumoured titles that are going to be coming to the PS5 upon its launch. So, bringing up the list at number 1, as I said earlier, this will probably most likely be a port over, and it is The Last of Us Part 2. The hotly anticipated sequel to 2013's The Last of Us has already been confirmed for the PS4, which was postponed from its February launch date to May of this year. And you can all bet that Sony will be keen to release the zombie shooter for the PS5 as well. That's no doubt probably why it got postponed as well. I know they said the game needed some polishing, but it is probably the main reason why it got postponed, so they could finish the polishing and work on putting all of that polishing onto the PS5 port over. If it is anything like the first game, gamers can expect highly tense and violent combat laced with award-winning storytelling. So, parents, listen up. If you're going to get offended by it, it is an R-rated game, so don't buy it for your kids. Just saying. Too many people get offended by things these days, and it is because they buy it for their kids. Just don't buy it for them. Simple. Leave it for the grown-ups. So bringing up the list at number 2 is God of War 2. After a highly successful PS4, and I quote, soft reboot, we can fully expect to see the God of War series making its way onto the PS5. Possibly on the PS4 as well, but obviously it'll be downscaled and won't be as good as it would be on the PS5. Because even though the PS5 and Xbox Scarlet will be coming out this year, it's not to say that the previous gen consoles will die immediately. I mean, it took the PS3 10 years to die after the PS4 came out. So, well, it took it 10 years to die after it came out. Sorry, not after the PS4 came out. So it would stand to reason that the PS4 and the Xbox One will continue for a couple more years before they decide to stop producing games for them. But it will definitely be good to see the God of War series continue on the PS5, and it is rumoured for a 2021 release, which of course will be exclusive to the PlayStation. Now, bringing up the list at number 3 is Horizon Zero Dawn 2. This PlayStation exclusive title is set in a futuristic world in which humans battle out against giant robots. So, in a sense, it does kind of rip off Terminator. But, you know, the Terminator games have never been that good. Especially the new one. Don't play the new one. Just don't waste your money. Please do not waste your money. I beg of thee, do not waste your money. It is worse than Terminator Salvation video game. But the highly acclaimed first game came out back in 2017, and you can put on your list and guarantee on a sequel launching very, very soon on the next gen console. So, of course, this one needs no introduction. It is highly anticipated Marvel Spider-Man 2. And I've got a video on this next week as well. But we're just going to keep the details on this one brief because I've got a huge video planned for it next week. The PlayStation exclusive Spider-Man reboot was a definite huge success and sold over 9 million copies when it released in 2018. Gamers just scrambled for this, and especially the collector's edition. The collector's edition in the UK sold out within 2 hours. I mean, not to brag, but I did win mine for free after my order got screwed up, so I was very happy about that. The sequel is yet to be confirmed, but, you know, we can no doubt expect to see it launch on the PS5. Probably sometime in 2021, you know, right after the Sony console has launched, or it could have already been, you know, development could have already started on it. Well, no doubt development has already started on it. It could already be in the works for a title release. It could be a launch game for the console itself. We just don't know, but it is one of Insomniac's babies. And with Sony's recent purchase of Insomniac, it might stand to reason that Sony want to push the Spider-Man 2 game for the title release of the console. So coming in next, we have Bloodborne 2. The original Bloodborne was a dark action-adventure game set in a plague-ridden city. And it was a huge hit, you know, everybody loved it. I mean, I never played it, but everyone seemed to love it. It's on my to-do list, you know. I've got so many games to play. It's on my to-do list. But players are still singing high praises from the game today, and it released back in 2015, so that's 5 years ago now. But it seems pretty nailed on the head that creator Hidetaka, I'm not even going to pronounce his last name because I can barely pronounce his first name, but Hidetaka will be working on a follow-up for Sony's new console. But, of course, when we list off the main exclusives that we've seen from this generation's PlayStation lineup, we work on to the ones that are going to be cross-platform and cross-play. And number one on that list is Assassin's Creed Kingdom. The next Assassin's Creed will be set in the world of the Vikings, according to a leak from sources. It's due out in late 2020 alongside the release of the PS5 and Xbox Scarlet. Now, of course, another one that needs no introduction. It's done practically every year, and to be honest, I'm getting fed up of them, and I'm pretty sure fans of the series are as well. And it is Call of Duty Black Ops 5. How many more Black Ops games do we actually need? I mean, personally, I don't play the Black Ops games anymore because they're just so ridiculous. I mean, since when did a game based on wartime need running on walls and pew-pew guns and the booster packs and rocket packs and going into space and whatnot? It's just not needed in a war game, in my opinion, and that is why I don't play the Call of Duty games anymore. I haven't played the Call of Duty games since the PS2 days, and I probably won't ever play them again due to the fact that it's just heavily based on the zombies generation part of it now, which is just pointless. But anyway, it will tie in with the release of the PS5 and Xbox 2 or Xbox Scarlet, whatever it's called now. And it's apparently set in the Cold War. And Games Maker Treyarch has taken it back up again, but they have yet to confirm this game does exist. Now, another highly anticipated game, which we thought was going to be coming out just initially for this generation, but with how many times it's been postponed, and it's recently been postponed again, Cyberpunk 2077, which was unveiled at E3 2019. Cyberpunk 2077 will be an RPG set in a futuristic dystopian California. It was due for release in April of this year, but it's been postponed again, and I'm guessing that's most likely because they want to push for it to launch on next-gen consoles. Because a little article I was reading when I was researching into this was that it's simply the consoles that we have now, they are not powerful enough to run the game. So they're either going to have to rework the game and downscale it, which will take another few months and probably lead them into 2021, or they're probably just going to keep it as it is, upscale it a little bit more, and release it for the next gen systems and not bother with the previous gen systems. So next on the list is, of course, Death Stranding. The latest title from Hideo Kojima. It was an absolute masterpiece. And Hideo Kojima is, of course, the mastermind behind the Metal Gear Solid series. Now, PlayStation fans are practically foaming at the mouth for this confirmed sequel or confirmed release on the port over. So don't be surprised if it releases with the next gen system. And I've heard somewhere that it is entirely possible that they could be making an Xbox Scarlet version as well, but that's not confirmed, so don't quote me on that. You know, you guys know I'm not one of those YouTubers that says this is coming, listen to me, I'm always right. No, I'm just speculating on that at the moment, so just bear with me on that. So next up is the Elder Scrolls 6, the next game in the hugely successful Elder Scrolls series. Has been in the works for a number of years now. The fourth installment, Oblivion, came out in 2006, while the fifth, Skyrim, released in 2011. Meaning fans are definitely well overdue for a sequel. But I can guess it will either come out towards the end of the current gen's lifespan, or it will come out mid next gen lifespan cycle, depending on postponements and whatnot. But you know, it's all going to be brought to our attention at E3 this year, because E3 this year, even though Sony has pulled out yet again this year, it's all going to be next gen console based. I mean, we might see a few things coming out for this gen, but it's definitely going to be heavily focused on the next gen systems. So Here's a game that people have been clamouring for that we don't hear much about anymore, and it is Ghost of Toshima. All we know about this, frankly gorgeous, Japanese hack and slash is a gameplay trailer that was shown back at E3 in 2018. And because we've heard nothing on it since, it'll most likely launch for the PS5. I doubt it'll even see the light of day on the PS4 because it does just seem far too advanced for the PlayStation 4, for the current generation system. I mean, much like Cyberpunk 2077, it is probably just far too advanced, and they are going to just say, right, screw it, we're going to keep working on it, but we're not going to bring it out until the next gen. Now, here's something that is highly rumoured these days, and really we've heard nothing on it in the last half decade, and that is Grand Theft Auto 6. The latest Grand Theft Auto game may come out as early as 2021, but I wouldn't count on it. I mean, an insider has leaked a couple of times from Rockstar Games that the firm behind the series has claimed the hotly anticipated game could ship alongside the new PlayStation, so it could be a launch title. But we've heard absolutely nothing from Rockstar. Rockstar are keeping tightly lipped on it. I mean, I can't see why they wouldn't, because GTA 5 has earned, I think, $7 billion since its launch 5 years ago. And GTA Online is still getting updates, it's still highly successful, people still play it. I mean, over 5 million people play it per day, so it's still a great game, it's still a popular game, and Rockstar really outdid themselves with it. Yeah, that's about it then, I think. But you know, last week Sony unveiled the PS5's logo, so that's a thing, I suppose. Microsoft unveiled its new console, the Series X, last month, so that's another thing. But do you plan on bagging yourselves a PS5 later this year when it releases? Let me know down in the comments below if you're going to be getting the next gen systems as soon as they release. But yeah, that's it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope I expanded your gaming knowledge and gave you an inside look into the next generation. So as you guys know, we're going to be taking Sundays and Tuesdays off. Well, this Sunday I've got Iron Serb CZW coming over, so we're going to be live streaming The Evil Within, just for the sake of it, just to have a laugh, so do stay tuned for that. But normally we do take Sundays off with Tuesdays. And shout out to all subscribers, old and new. I can't believe we're finally over that 1k goal. I really can't thank you all enough for the continuous support and views of my content. I will, of course, continue to bring you the best content I can in the near future. If you're new to the channel and enjoyed this video or any of my other content, make sure you smash that like button and drop me a subscribe. I always sub back to new subscribers. And for your convenience, all of my previous videos are in playlists for your convenience. So that being said, this has been just the Facts with Gamerdude. Happy gaming, and I will catch you all in the next one, guys.